Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be evolving another custom solar system from birth to death. This is now system 14 of this series, so I hope you guys are still enjoying the series. I always see comments about doing more and more of these, so yeah, if you guys keep enjoying it, I'll happily keep on doing them because these are always good fun to make. So without further ado, let's hop straight into this. So I thought I'd give us a cool custom Milky Way background. I've turned the contrast, changed the angle for it for a change. Thought I'd make it look a little more interesting. But yeah, without further ado, star-wise, obviously, if we want to do a birth of this system, we've got to have a star. But this time, I think we only did this once. We're going to have two stars. We're going to have two very similar sister kind of stars. I'm thinking maybe like an Alpha Centauri A, B kind of thing here. So they'll both end up being red giants. Obviously, one will go before the other. So I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to go with Alpha A. And I'm going to go with Alpha B in a binary at a decent distance. So we're not going for realistic standards here, but I'm going to go with I'm thinking maybe like quite a good distance. There's sort of two systems running at once. So should be interesting. 80 AU, I mean, Neptune's roughly there, isn't it? About 30 AU. So I'm thinking, at least triple that. I'm gonna put Alpha B around. I'm gonna put it at quite an angle. I'm gonna go with 125 AU roughly. I'm gonna put it on quite a tilt. I'm gonna put it there. So, as always with these systems, we have to devolve the stars at the beginning. So we need to go down to density, we lock the mass, and then we basically make it into a baby star. So we're going to make it, we're going to halve the size of Alpha A and Alpha B. So let's do it with U as well. Density, we lock the mass, and then lower the radius down. So we've made both stars smaller, so they are basically our two proto-sister stars now. So there we are. Let's go ahead and save immediately. We're going to call it B to D, as we always do. There you go. Replace the old one. We don't need that anymore. Now, one thing I saw from a recent subscriber solar system, we're going to have a cool accretion disk for both stars. I'm going to make this look pretty awesome because I know they actually did look really good actually when we last saw one. So we're going to go with the star accretion disks around both stars. So around Alpha A to begin with. We're going to press play because obviously these are simulations we run with. I'm going to go for rings and we're going to immediately add the cool satin cloud effect. So I'm going to do an initial one at I'm going to go 1 to 5. Because we always like the cool visuals. So there you go. So 1 to 5 radius. Well, actually a little too small. Actually, I'm going to go straight up to. I'm going to go straight up to maybe 25 actually radius of object. And as you can see, I'm slowly building a cool accretion disk around all of these. Then let's go to 65 AU. There you go. So slowly build up the cool accretion disk. You know, we're forming planets here. Let's go to AU now. So we put 1 AU. So it's quite small, isn't it? So let's go all the way out to, I don't know, 50 AU, a nice big star accretion disk around this guy. So you got the inner, then you got the outer. I'm not sure if that actually works as well, actually. Let's quickly remove that. You guys didn't see that one. If the undo button actually works, there it does. Yes, okay, so there you go. It looks better close up, doesn't it? Instead of 50, we'll go down to maybe 10. Have it all fairly close, make it look nice. But as you can see, accretion disk. Obviously, it's prettier the closer it is to the star. So you got the inner, then you got the sort of outer disk. We'll go down to maybe 5 as well. We've got to do it for both stars. So there you go, a nice sort of mix. So there's our accretion disk. Obviously, close to the star, nice and warm. Obviously, simulation will be a bit laggy initially. And then the same story around Alpha Centauri B. Both stars have an accretion disk. So we're going to go ahead and add it around U as well. So there you go. And add the rings. So Alpha B has one, and then again with it nice and close as well, make it look awesome. There you go, it's got the nice red effect going on in there as well. There you go, then let's make it like down all the way to 11. Have a nice big, there you go, so a nice load of particles. This is how planets are formed, everybody. Let's do it. We're making it quite laggy actually, aren't we? Put one at 21 as well, there you go. A nice disc of material around both stars. So there you go, there's your accretion discs. Nice little visual effect. Doesn't really do anything for the system. Just makes it look pretty initially. What we'll do is we'll go to View. And we're going to go already on Enhanced. Okay. Okay, good stuff. So you got your discs. Oh, it does look so awesome. So around the Alpha A one. From this sort of view here, that accretion disc does look awesome. So what we're going to do as well, like we always do, when a system forms, background temperature, everything's going to be very warm. Stuff is going to be hot. So I'm going to go into Simulation Settings. Make the menu bigger. And all the way down here, we make this stat bigger. So the background temperature, we're going to go up to a couple. It makes the whole accretion disk sort of glowing hot as well, I think this does. So put it around, just so things start to get a little warm. Around 1,000, I think that's a decent area for planets to be forming at. So you can see the disks as well. Looks awesome. Okay, let the simulation run for a bit. This is how planets are formed, so have them all forming around there. So we've got 2 stars with disks around them, and that's how planets are made. Now, one object I do want to include is actually our recent competition winner, because I thought it was a really, really cool looking object, so I want to actually include it in here with its cool sort of lava effect. I don't know if the lava effect will last long, though, because it was custom made, and those sort of effects don't really last too long. So I'm going to sort of add maybe my top 3 in here. So we're going to add this world here. So what sort of distance we can put it around alpha A. I'm going to put it around, I'm going to maybe seal it around 0.8 AU around alpha A. There you go. We're going to put Seprem's world as well. That was the world with the weird pulsar effect. I probably will have to remove that for this, but we're going to place it a little closer to the star. Oh, I think it has quite high mass actually. We're going to have to quickly pause it when we place that in, because I think that one's got way too much mass, hasn't it? If we can actually get to it, that would be great. Let's go ahead and actually check it out. Down here. Yeah, because it had a pulsar effect, didn't it? Yeah, ooh, its mass isn't that bad. Average temperature, we're going to have to lower that down, put it straight to 0, so we might have to ruin the effect a bit, but we're still including it nonetheless. So we'll have them thrown in here. Yeah, we'll lower that, get rid of that. We don't want that. Mass, I'm just going to reset it to 1 Earth just in case the game is being weird, and then hopefully that should orbit around the star quite nicely now. Make sure orbits are switched on as well. Press play, that should hopefully behave itself. Let's also give it a trail colour, so we can actually see him. I think it's got one of those weird ghosted trails. It looks like it is orbiting fine, but it's one of those weird trails, isn't it? The temperature is weird on that. There's a very strange, mysterious world. How's this one doing? It's quite hard to click on them, isn't it? For all those particles. How's this one doing? So the temperature's slowly warming up. Remember, the background temperature of space is quite high, so all these guys will naturally warm up. So we've got 2 worlds initially. It's weird how the trail, that's like some of, it's because it's been so heavily modded. I know that can upset trails, because I have seen that before with stuff. Okay, moving on. The 3rd place one was from Nick, wasn't it? That was an ice giant, though, so we're going to go ahead and have that placed out here as well. It was this one, wasn't it? Neptune-like. Yeah, Nick. Let's go ahead and place it there. One at a further distance. It's going to be, it's an ice giant, so it's going to be sitting around that sort of 22 AU radius, realistic ice giant. There you go. So there's all our top 3 from the competition. Always nice to include some of your guys' objects in here as well. Now, what else am I thinking? Always going to bring some nice custom objects into this one as well, into the party. So let's just see what we've got going here. Get some ice giants if the menu would load. That would be lovely. Come on. Probably because we've got all those particles, the game doesn't know what to do with itself. So, what are we thinking here? Also, we've got the Neptune variants as well. Facile, yes, that's a cool one. I'm going to put that in here as well. That's one of the gas giants. We'll have to see if we got. I'm going to pause the simulation just for now as well, just to make sure everyone's behaving themselves. I'm going to put that around. I may make that my dominant gas giant, actually. That should be interesting. Let's try and go with some cool looking gas giants that we don't normally use. Let's see what else we've got in the list here. We've got this cool one here. Let's try that. Again, I think this was one submitted by one of you guys. I'm going to plop that there. I'm going to use this one as well. I always like this planet as well. I'm going to place that one there. Fermia. I know that was an old classic, wasn't it? Where are we? What else could we use? I want to try and get an Earth-like built up around this as well. I'm going to use the early Venus template I made a while back. We're going to put that around fairly close. We're going to put it around 1.18 AU there. Could put some desert planets in as well. Maybe we'll have one of them representing Mars. I'm going to go 2 desert worlds. These are from an old. I always kept these guys. These were from a object competition ages ago. But I always kept the planets. I always quite like them. What's this world? Crumbler. Let's place that in as well. Quite a busy inner solar system. Could always make for an interesting, because we know having a crowded inner solar system in these series is always an interesting. I'm going to put Crumbler around the 2nd star, I think. We've already got quite a busy system going on here. But it wouldn't be chaos without having some extra planets, built in between the dominant gas giant regions. We're also going to place some random objects in here as well. So random Rockies. We're going to place those sort of in between the gas giant regions. Make things interesting. Maybe place some on the further out. Maybe have like a few little outer objects there. Okay, there you go. And then remember, with 2 stars, in theory we could have star transfers. Got objects going between both stars in this. I think I'm going to place a really, really far outer gas giant as well. Let's go with 55 Cancri C here. One of the customs that you guys would have sent previously. I'm going to place that in there. I think that's quite a nice lineup around Alpha A. Let's quickly just inspect our gas giants though. So I want Facile here to be the dominant force in this system. So I'm going to double it up too. I'm going to sit maybe around 2 Jupiters. I'm going to put it around there. Quite a nice, decent size. What is it in what's that in Jupiter size? Okay, so let's make it a little Yeah, I'll make it a little buff. Make it quite a nice size. Well, you know what, 2.28 Jupiters. I think that'll be our dominant. So we're going to place that and give that a nice... It's got a real nice mix of colours, this guy. That's why I always liked it. We're going to give it probably a bright orange trail. Next up, the next gas giant here. This one has 0.1 Jupiters. I'm actually going to buff that. I'm going to put it to 0.6. Realistic ice giants. This is the competition object. It's going to be the smaller of the gas giants, but I'm going to give it maybe... Not a Jupiter. We're going to halve that down. I'm going to put it around 0.6 Jupiters there. We'll give that a nice trail colour as well. There you go. 55 Cairns Tri C, the furthest out of the gas giants. We'll give that an orange trail. So there you go. Awesome. So, interesting system so far. And then Alpha B, same process. We need some planets around you as well. Build them around that accretion disk. Looking good. Should be awesome. So... Actually, that reminds me. I think I'm gonna go for a cool accretion disk thumbnail. I think that'll look quite good for this one as well. We'll have to see. Because that made that one I did with that subscriber system. That was a really awesome thumbnail. So I'm hoping to make some good stuff for that. Because I always like to make them look awesome. Right, where's that crumbler planet? I want to have that around here as well. I'm not sure who submitted it, but it looks awesome. So I'm gonna plop it in. We'll put it around a decent distance. Maybe it'll be a 1.09. I think that'll be a decent place to place that. Let's place this Curio in here as well. Let's put that, have that quite close actually, see how that pans out. Another desert world, we're going to have that close to the star there. Also, we'll have some regular we've got to have some more regular, like, we can't just have everything being pretty. We'll have some smaller objects planted in there as well. Random rocky planet, maybe something like Mercury. Random small and very close to the star. Could be like a Vulcan kind of design. Right, moving on. Let's go with that Vulcan kind of planet. We're going to place it further out. Let's also go with this extremely exotic yellow gas giant. Oh, it looks like it's going to upset the orbit. Let's place it there. Just make sure that behaves itself. That one's got a very, very weird design to it. Okay, what else could we think of in here? I want to try and get some really exotic looking gas giants in this one. From all of the ones that we've got in our giant collection here. This nice blue one, let's place that further out. Put that at maybe 10 AU. And then go with a vast Kalos. That looks like a cool planet. Let's put that in there. But I want to try and get a nice sort of lineup of gas giants all slotted in here. Maybe we have a heavier gas giant area around Alpha B here and see how this sort of ends up as Polyphemus, the Avatar planet. Let's throw that in. Why not? And then once the system's set down, then we can get to customizing like we always do with these systems. That's always the good thing about these. You place your objects down, you get it running, and you get to customize it as well, make it a custom system, and then you start evolving it. It's such a cool... I really love making these. These are so fun. Let's go with maybe one of the Christmas planets. A little early party, but let's face it, one of Demunix Christmases. Okay, there we go. I think that's enough gas giants. And then we'll slot in... We need to make sure we have a dominant gas giant around this star as well. We'll have to check our gas giant stats once we... place them in. Let's have some rocky planets sort of assisting by some of those. And then we'll have a very far... Oh, you know what? Let's have a brown dwarf as well. Let's slot it in between both stars and see that getting star transferred. Let's see how that behaves. Let's go with... Ooh, what do we go with? We've got some cool gases. Maybe we go with the dim... Let's go with the yellow one. Don't really use this one much. Let's place it there. So that's going to be the ultimate dominant gas giant force around Alpha B. How massive is this thing? 75 Jupiters. That could have a star transfer being at its distance. Let's have it form quite far out. Kind of like a Proxima Centauri cis star, but we're going to plot it quite a far distance. So maybe it will go between both stars when we press play. Slot it in between both. Should be interesting. Okay. Right, where are those gas giants? So we need to make sure we check them all correctly. I think the first one was Kalos, wasn't it? Or was it? And that was this one, wasn't it? So this will be one of our gas giants there. Let's try and get to it. It was Aria, wasn't it? There's one with that really weird negative contrast effect over here. Or I think it had one at one point. Oh my god, it looks so weird. Yeah, you can see the dark spot effect. It looks awesome. It's only 6 masses of Earth. So it's actually a dwarf. We're going to make it a little bigger. 0.3 Jupiters. Nothing too insane. Let's give it a nice trail as well. Bright yellow. There you go. Lunax, what's next? This is a gas giant. 0.5 masses of Earth. Again, very small. Let's make it bigger. 0.2 Jupiters. Hydrosolis. 7 masses of Jupiters. That's going to be our dominant gas giant. We're going to pull it around. Again, quite similar to the one in the other system. We're going to make it a little larger though. 2.5 plus 2.68, yeah. Rocky planet here. Polyphemus, again. That's 1 Jupiter. We'll leave that the way it is. We've got Demunix Christmas planet out here. That's 12. We're not having it at 12, that's for sure. We're going to lower that down. 0.7. Maybe a little less. 0.64. The Planet of Christmas. Give it a more greener trail. Gas of yellow. Obviously, that is the real dominant. Other than the stars, that is the most dominant thing in here. So there we go. That is our system curated. So 2 stars, 2 separate systems in binary with each other. This is going to get wild. Change of plans. I'm actually going to move this. I'm thinking that's going to cause absolute chaos. I'm going to drag that to a really far distance. It's going to be sort of an outer object. So we're going to see how that orbits around the binary. Let's see how that, if we press play, how's that going to affect this system? We will see. It's on an outer, it's orbiting alpha B at the moment. We're going to see. I'm actually going to extend, I'm going to double that orbit out a bit. I'm going to have it as a very distant brown dwarf because I don't want it causing too much turmoil, because I reckon this would shred our system, and I don't want all the planets being ejected, because that kind of defeats the purpose. There's no objects to evolve. Because we do want something to run here, so I'm going to try this simulation like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the accretion disk so we can actually run the simulation. So here we are. Let's see how this unfolds. Let's get this sped up. There you go. Oh, here we are. We are in business. System is running. Brown dwarf at the edge. Okay, so Alpha A, Alpha B. Got dominant gas giants in there. We can see orbits are changing already around both stars. This is going to be intense. See, look, since some of these orbits we could have a star transfer here, where some orbits are transferred between one star to the other. We will see. That 55 Cancri C, I think that's probably the planet on the verge of it. If we get the lineup of everyone now, we can see early days of the system. Everyone's still very hot from the formation of the system. That glow effect on that is absolutely amazing. Look at that. We didn't even see it much in the competition video because it's really hot. But look at that. What a beauty. There you go. Interesting, this gas. Look how large this one is compared to everything else. That's the dominant gas giant around Alpha Centauri B. But you can see this one, Facile here, it's nowhere near as large. It's a little less massive, but it's nowhere near as large. So a very, very interesting lineup we've got on the run here. Okay, back to Alpha A. Let's continue. I think now the planets are properly formed, we will lower the simulation temperature back to normal standards. We're going to put it down to 0. And there you go. So here we are. So now we are in business. Brown dwarf. All the brown dwarf may just fly off. Okay, if you want to fly off, then that's the way things will run. So we will see. Got a cool Milky Way background I designed for this one as well. Oh, that brown dwarf's hanging on. Oh, what a weird orbit that brown dwarf could come to bite us at a later point, but we will see. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in a save now. We are up and running. So there we go. And now we can get to looking at our rocky planets and customizing those and seeing how we see fit there. So we've got initial formation out the way. Let's have a bit of running time before we get to customization. That 55 Cancri C planet. That one's on my watch list already, I have to say, with the way that planet is performing. Should be very, very interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay, but I think we're mostly settled for the time being, so we'll see how things perform. So again, we'll slow it down. Let's have a look at our inner solar system. So how are we doing? So we've got this one here, 200 degrees, habitable zones on both stars. There you go. So how luminous are we sitting at Alpha A? We need to evolve it from a proto-star as well. So we're already sitting at 1 luminosity of sun, so maybe it's a little higher than it should be at the moment. We're actually going to lower that down, 0.4. I'm also going to make the star larger now. I'm going to go up a bit. Same with, it's already 1 radius of sun. We're going to make it that big so far. And then Alpha B, again, same process. We're going to make it bigger. Luminosity, turn it up a bit. 0.6 maybe. We'll sit with that for now. So both stars, slightly evolved. Press play, just let them run for a bit. So, this one here is just a mysterious world of very, very strange origins. But there it is. Turn its atmosphere. Oh my god. We didn't see that in the competition, did we? It's got one of those atmospheres. Oh yeah, okay. Let's slow things down. Let's have a close look. Let's try and customize it. Make it look awesome. So, underneath. I think its vegetation was always on. That gave it the wild look. We're going to leave it always on. Keep it its cool modded look. It didn't even look this cool in the competition, actually. Look at that. It's got bonus this time around. Okay, because we've given it a bit of action. Now, 0.1, does that make it insane? Oh yeah. Oh, it's one of these. Okay. It's one of those absolutely insane looking atmosphered worlds. Does this make a difference? Oh, it does. Oh, look at the red version. Oh, it looks awesome. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. Oh, that is a beauty. Look at that. Oh wow. How low can we lower it? Can we just make it so it's really, so we can actually see? Oh my, look how dim it is. That is one insane looking atmosphere. Look at that. Look how low the opacity percentage is, and it's still showing up like mad. What a world that is. Oh, that is one to watch. Oh, I want to add city lights to it as well. Oh, the light that always on? Already on, are they? Where are they then? I think they're just buried in there somewhere, aren't they? Oh my god, it looks so strange, this world. Oh my god, we'll keep those. I'm going to put them as yellow, see if they ever show up. But are they always on? Illuminate if at all. Always. Yeah, I want them always on, yeah. There we go. Wow. Maybe I change the map. Let's see if that makes a difference. Nah, it doesn't look like that. I don't think they're just visible, but what a strange... That is a bizarre world, isn't it? Oh my god. Next planet out, we have got... This was our competition winner, so I'm guessing the back of it's cooled down, hasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Because it has to have... The lava effect will just disappear in a run-in simulation. But there it is. So it's right now, it's a... It looks habitable. That is water underneath. But it's very hot. Effectively, it's formed too close to the star. Has got stats, but it's just too damn hot. So it's going to become, that is going to become a Venus world, 100%. That will end up as a Venus. Speaking of Venus, we've got my old custom early Venus here. Looks like it needs a bit of a refit with its customization options. Let's have a little look. It is frozen though, atmosphere. Let's pull it on a bit. There you go. An old custom I used in that early solar system video from a long time ago. Clouds. Let's have a look. Turn them up. There you are. Okay. Liquid. It does have water. It's just not warm enough yet. Okay. Keep an eye on that. But this will be a habitable world in the future, but it's a Venus underneath. So one day it will end up as the real Venus. It will basically become the real Venus. So it's a very, very young form of Venus at the moment. What's its albedo? Let's have a look. Sea level is on there. Albedo's very high. We're actually going to lower that because it isn't the Venus we know yet. So effectively it wouldn't be... The star isn't bright enough for it yet, but we're going to leave it there. Next up we've got a Lombi over here next to the Rockies. This is I'm guessing this is a desert or a random spawn, I think. No, I think it is a custom actually, isn't it? Quite low albedo, so this is going to absorb a lot of light. Doesn't have a sea level, does it? Composition. So effectively it's a rock. It's just a rock. It looks like it did have cloud customization at one point, so we're going to give it, reinstate the atmosphere and clouds it would have once had, because I believe it did have it from the original competition it was in. So we're going to reinstate that. There you go. Yeah, that's better. That was a desert world, so there you go. Next up we got this one. I believe this is a random rock we spawned, wasn't it? Yeah. We'll leave it alone. They don't all have to be fancy. Again, we'll leave those two alone, or maybe all three. Oh, this one's customized. Yeah, this one we've used a couple times previously. It's similar to the crazy competition object, actually, isn't it? With the glowing blue effect. Fairly cool. No atmosphere on it. Again, it's a rock. Just with some very strange properties. Next up, we've got Facile here. That's our dominant gas giant around the system. Looks great, doesn't it? Now we actually can look at it properly without it being hot. Such a good-looking planet. Love the colour combo on it. Beautiful, beautiful planet. Next up, we've got the Salaby here. Of course, there's one of those in the random spawns. The random name. We've got this one here. An interesting choice of the wild card-looking gas giant. The lime green and the purple. Fittiness again. We've got the realistic ice giant from the competition made by Nick. Looking good. Far out, but it's an ice giant, so it's just doing ice giant things. Then the rest are random spawns. And then we got the 55 Cancri C over here with a interesting, it has a dark spot effect on it as well. Around Alpha Centauri B now. See our lineup around here. Closest planet to the star, little Vulcan-like object. Let me get a little bigger than that. A little bit of extra, but there you go. Maybe I'll give it a slight map change as well. Let's go with a Pluto map. Pluto and a Mercury, see how that comes out. There you go. Make things a little more interesting. Got the Pluto effect in there as well. Interesting. There you go. Got a Lombi here. Was this one with a wild... Looks... Hang on, wait. Did I put two Lombis in by mistake? Hang on. Or am I just going mad? Am I going mad? What did I did put two Lombi. Ah! We've got a Lombi A and Lombi B. Maybe we make... What we'll do is we won't have them both the same. What we're going to do is we're going to strip that atmosphere completely off. And we're going to call it a Lombo. There we go. No atmosphere for you though. I'm shredding it off immediately. Bye-bye. There you go. Surface colour. We'll change that. Where are we? Custom. Can't be the same. It's got a tint on it, this guy, though. You can see that. Let's darken it down. Similar to a Lombi, but slightly different. Oh, oh, yeah. I like that. Has got some strange tints to it, but I'm going to leave it maybe like somewhere around maybe a more reddish. Very sort of hot, hellish looking world. But there you go. That's a Lombo. Next up, we've got Mole here. I think there's some random spawns. This one's got a atmosphere on it.
Venus-y like already, huh? It is. Okay. It's going to be quite cold, though. Oh, it's 246 degrees already. It's quite warm, actually. Pale white Venus. Next, we've got Idel, another random spawn. There's Crumbler. This is the one with a very interesting gold look to it. Yeah, I like that. That is a unique one. We've never used this before, but it was definitely one of your... I think it was from a recent subscriber system. I'm sure it was. But either way, a very, very interesting looking world, and very, very happy to have this one on board. I'm going to give it an atmosphere as well. I'm going to give it some... make it look a little more interesting. I'm thinking yellow. Golden atmosphere to boot with it as well. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm going to put that at 0. Clouds. Again, I'm going to maybe go black clouds on this. Make it quite interesting. Yeah. Reminds me of the old LP12 planet we've used before. But Crumbler. I like Crumbler. Crumbler looks good. Give that a nice trail colour. Keep an eye on that. That'd be an interesting planet to colonise, actually. You know what? Oh, should we? With the glowing stuff on it. Oh, I'm guessing that's a base colour. Yeah, it's a colour on it. Okay, so we can't change the colour options. I'm actually going to fill this. I'm going to add some water to this. I want to see what this looks like customised. So we're getting a bit of a wilder earth. Yeah, let's give it some water. There you go. Oh, yeah. Sea level, though. Actually going to fully build this for an Earth-like planet, or colonise it. But still going to keep its original features. Alright, where's our sea level stat? Where has that gone? Very high sea level. Let's lower it down. I want to see that cool surface. Ah, so the surface, the glowing area is where the water is. So I'm going to have it as like little cracks in the... I don't want to hide the glowing yellow, because that's kind of the unique thing. So I'm going to have little patches of water on it. Just there's a little bit going on. Maybe we make the water yellow. Oh, it does look good blue, though. Getting the colour right. There you go. So that's yellow there. So it does have little patches. It's nothing wild, though. What does vegetation look like? That ruins it. Not having that. City lights on. Yes. Yellow, please. A bit more orange. There you go. Give it a bit of a map. Get a nice load of those. Okay, we'll stick with that. Alright, so it's still got the nice yellow effect on it, but it is somewhat hattable. Very, very low levels of water. But either way, it does look great. So we'll stick with that for Crumbler there. I'm liking it. Looks very nice. Next up, we've got Curio here. Okay. See how that looks there. That's again another random spawn, or is it? No, this one may have actually once had some sort of customization done on it. But yeah, I'm going to leave it the way it is. We'll see how that world pans out. It has got water on it. We'll give it a little more sea level though, maybe just so it can, maybe it will just naturally evolve in the future when we give it a bit, when it gets a bit of water. It's got an atmosphere. We'll see how that world evolves in the future. Could be a one to look on for an Earth-like planet in the future. So we'll put that as that. So we've got the Vulcan planet here from Minobat, so it's an old, it's a rock. Then we've got Aria here, so that's that insane-looking gas giant. Now the temperature's cooled down, we can see it in its true glory. Maybe I'll make it more like a Uranus. Now that. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, yeah, we'll have that tilted. Yeah. That yellow, that's a mysterious eye. It's almost like an eye, isn't it? Oh, that is cool. Yeah. Got Kalos here. Another world with an interesting blue effect on it. I think this was one from your guys' systems as well. Looks good. We're going to give it maybe city lights. Make it a little glowy from behind as well, maybe. Just a little bit. Make it a little more interesting. There you are. Then we've got Lunax, gas giant. Oh, now what's going on here? Looks like this guy's already picked up a moon. What's going on here? There you go. That's the dominant gas giant, isn't it? 2.68 Jupiters. That's big. That's a big planet. There's Polyphemus, next planet out. Got Demunix's Christmas planet out here as well, with a reflection on it. Looks good. Okay, there you go. So that is the customization process complete. So now we really get to the evolving part of this. So we will see. We will see how we do now. This is going to be exciting stuff. Okay. So let's press play. Let's get this simulation rolling. Yeah, it should be exciting. Okay, here we are. We'll let the simulation run for a bit. See how things turn out. Get the speed going. Here you go. Let's really see how things change now. Habitable zones are on. Okay, perfect. So we'll start to see some changes. Those dominant gas giants, I'm sure, will start causing some chaos. You can see orbits are changing already around Alpha A. I reckon we will see the Star Chancellor. That 55 Cancri C is just sitting on that edge there. You can see a few objects are getting slung around. Look at that orange orbit. You can see it's changing. Look at the orbit stats. That's what we want to need. Look at these stats here, because that's where the secrets are. Oh, it's slinging around, isn't it? Getting a little pressure. It looks like, for the most part, some of the system is fairly stable. That Cancri C's orbit is just getting further out, though, isn't it? You can see it's wobbling around. How are we doing on the inner system? Yeah, it looks fairly comfortable in there. I think we've gone a little more generous with the mass of the objects in this system, so I think that should pan out quite nicely. We will see. Maybe the oh, it looks like the Brown Dwarf may be leaving us. I don't know if we're going to see that come back. Okay. Maybe it forms, but it just wasn't meant to be with the Brown Dwarf. So there you go. Both systems look. I like how one system's like more like red or purpley blue, and the other one's like light blue green colours. It's quite an interesting how that's panned out. I like that. That looks quite good actually. Right, so there you are. Okay. Let's speed up time, see how we're doing. But I'm surprised, yeah, the gas giants are actually holding on quite nice. You can see there's a lot of wobble, but it's fairly holding on. It's holding on quite stable. Oh, that Brown Dwarf's orbit. Woohoo. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. But as you know with these systems, they never sit still for long. So despite their running time, the stars themselves have to be evolved as well. So that is what we are going to do now. So it should be very, very interesting. But let's do this. So, evolution. Going up to 0.8988. Make the radius bigger. It's now one size of sun already. So we're getting into that sort of mid-stage of some of these stars. Again, luminosity on you. Going to go up to 0.8. Alpha B will evolve slower. It has less mass out of the box. So it will naturally evolve slower. So effectively, when the system goes, Alpha A will go before Alpha B. Theoretically, so we'll probably go with that formula. But here we are. Let's continue. So a little bit more of a buff. Let's see how that early Venus is doing, because that's the one I've got my eyes on at the moment. Minus 114. It is going to slightly warm up a bit, hopefully, with a little more greenhouse effect now. It's got a little more closer to the star. Okay. But both systems performing very, very well. I'm going to delete Gasser, because that's definitely not coming back. That is gone. That orbit's annoying me. Right, so here is our two systems. Look how sprung out the orbits are. Because remember, these were all flat originally, these orbits. They were completely flat, all of the planet orbits. It's only the star orbits that were tilted. So we've got a very, very interesting dynamic already. Look at this. Yeah. That 55 Cancri C. Look how close it was slinging to the Alpha B orbit there. That's bizarre. Okay. This orbit just can't make its mind up. So, okay. I have to say, I'm quite impressed at how this system has panned out, and nothing is getting slung out yet. This is very interesting. Well, maybe we'll have to have an interstellar visitor just to swap things up a bit. We will see. But there we are. Quite a nice lineup so far. But there we are. I think what we'll do though, guys, I'm going to slow it down for now. Going to end today's episode off there for part 1 of System 14, so the binary system this time round for Birth to Death. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far, and yeah, let me know below in the comments what you think about it. Let's see if we can go for 100 likes as well, guys. Also subscribe for more, help us in journey to 50,000 subscribers. And with that all said and done, everybody, make sure you have a great day, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.